Wait, are you telling me you can get more performance from your laptop than your desktop? What? Which will win in cryptocurrency mining and gaming? An RTX 3070 130-watt full-fat laptop GPU or a RTX 3070 desktop GPU? Today's video is going to be pretty interesting because we'll be comparing a laptop GPU and a desktop GPU of the same class. Now this is the Aftershock Revo 16R. It has a full power 130-watt RTX 3070, which means it's going to be effective, efficient, and because it is full-fat, it's not going to be running at a low power level and not be able to stretch its legs fully. Behind me, we have the Dreamcore Ghost V3 PC. This has the RTX 3070 desktop GPU. Now, the reason I'm even doing this comparison anyway, even though the RTX 3070 desktop is inevitably going to be much more powerful, is really to A, find out what the difference in performance is really like between these two cards, and also because desktop GPUs are now LHR limited. If you buy a new 3070 or 3080 or 3060, they're all limited when it comes to its hash rate for cryptocurrency mining. And laptop GPUs still aren't hash rate limited. I'm very interested to see what the difference in performance is like. It's probably much closer than expected. Now, if you were to compare non-LHR GPUs to non-LHR laptop GPUs, for cryptocurrency mining, the difference in performance will be really massive and it will make no sense to even consider gaming laptops for cryptocurrency mining. With the LHR limitations, it does get pretty interesting. Although some do argue that since most cryptocurrency miners pick from a bunch of different cryptocurrency tokens and mines many different cryptocurrency apart from your standard Bitcoin and Ethereum, which are the only things that are really affected by the LHR limitations, it might not be that big of a deal. So since NiceHash helps me like optimize and pick different cryptocurrencies so it operates at full potential, I'm very curious to see what its performance is like. Well, let's just get into it. Now, I'm not hoping to make people go out there and buy a bunch of gaming laptops and create another shortage in another PC world with this video. It probably won't happen. I don't have that kind of reach. I'm not a cryptocurrency expert, by the way, so I can't get into the really intricate calculations on ROI and things like that, but I think this is just a fun experiment to see. So what we're doing is we're going to use NiceHash Miner right here, and I'm just going to use my Bcam here to film it for you. What we're doing is we're going to be using NiceHash Miner to test it out because it does indicate to you like roughly how much Bitcoin you'll earn a day, and I think that's a good enough gauge. We're not a cryptocurrency channel, we are a tech channel. So I'm just going to hit try mining now. This is the laptop, and I want to see what the final results look like. So we're going to start mining on the Aftershock Revo 16R with the RTX 3070 mobile GPU. So we're currently mining, it's saying we are earning 0.6 times 10 to the power minus 4 Bitcoins every day. So about $4 worth of Bitcoin every day and $119 of Bitcoin every month, which is decent. We've earned this much Bitcoin, which is nothing, but yeah, that's all right. That's okay. As you can tell, it just auto detects everything. Now, NiceHash does take a cut for the cryptocurrency mining that I know, and we are unable to factor that in, but this is the easiest solution for me, and I'm not like a crypto expert, so I can't really do anything too much more complicated. So we move on to this PC right here. So this right here is the desktop PC. It has an RTX 3070 desktop GPU. What I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna hit the mining button, and I'm gonna see how much we make. So calculating, all right, let's see, we could be mining, oh, what? Wait, what? That is extremely surprising, and also there must be something wrong. Wait, are you telling me you can get more performance from your laptop than your desktop? What? Okay, I'm gonna redo it and see if it changes. Oh my lord, it is real. Laptop GPUs are better at crypto mining than desktops. For the laptop mining side, we are getting an estimated monthly income of 0.0018 Bitcoins. On the desktop mining side, we're getting an average monthly income of 0.00105 monthly Bitcoins. That is way beyond. This is way beyond margin of error. We're getting 80% more, almost 80% more cryptocurrency mining performance from NiceHash at least on the laptop compared to the desktop. So what they said is true. You get more cryptocurrency mining performance from a laptop because it's not LHR limited. That is just insane. This is actually really surprising for me because the estimated mining performance of the RTX 3070 desktop is much higher than the estimated performance of the laptop one. But the moment you start mining, the actual numbers that show up, it's substantially different. Okay, so my camera my Bcam, which I just bought secondhand, died. So I'm just gonna point and shoot here, but this is actually insane. 69, this is a desktop GPU, 69 a month. Alright, look at the number, versus 118 a month. Dude, this low-key, I'm kind of scared of releasing this video. Like, the difference is drastic enough that whoever watches this video goes out and starts buying gaming laptops just to start cryptocurrency mining. But the thing is, it's not that bad. If all those cryptocurrency miners shift to gaming laptops for cryptocurrency mining, then maybe it makes more sense that the price of GPUs for desktops will decrease. So I don't know if it's going to be a terrible deal, an amazing deal or something. I don't know, man. But there you go. The performance difference is really quite drastic. 120, $70. 118, $119, $69 when it comes to crypto mining. That is a massive difference. Okay, but there are a lot of other things to consider here as well. In the case of laptops, you're paying a premium for the screen, the keyboard, the trackpad, the case, and the design, and the engineering, and the battery. And you get less resale value, so you get less, return of investment if you do sell your rigs at the end of the day. It's also harder to set up because, well, it's a laptop. It takes up a lot more space than a rig that you can just slot GPUs into. Another advantage of a desktop setup is that the extendability and the scalability of such a setup is substantially greater. You just need a Bitcoin mining friendly motherboard with a lot of PCIe lanes. You can put a very cheap CPU in there, which helps you save costs as well. You can put cheap RAM, cheap case. You can save a lot on many other things because it's customizable on the PC side, and you can expand and scale up a lot more easily on the PC side of things because you can just slot in extra GPUs to increase your performance, which is really quite advantageous for the PC. In this particular test, with the performance difference being darn near 70 to 80%. However, despite the cost saving advantages and the scalability advantages that a desktop has, the differences in cost actually might not be big enough to justify going with a desktop crypto mining setup over a laptop crypto mining setup. Because let me put it in this way and then give you some example. This laptop is $2,500 and it isn't the cheapest RTX 3070 full-fat 130 watt laptop out there. I think you can get a Lenovo Legion or like an Acer Nitro laptop with an RTX 3070 and a weaker CPU processor, so more like a Ryzen 5600H instead of 5800H for like $2,300, $2,200 instead of the $2,600 roughly that you pay for the Aftershock. At that price range, your difference in price between the RTX 3070 laptop and your RTX 3070 GPU is so minimal that the cost advantages are much lesser than the performance advantage you get with going to a laptop GPU. Remember, desktop RTX 3070s come in at about 1,600, 1,700 Singapore dollars. This laptop coming in at $2,600 is only 900 more. And if you can get an RTX 3070 laptop that comes in at like $2,300, the price difference is even more minimal. And with the performance difference being close to 80%, right? The performance difference being close to 70 to 80% between the laptop miner and the desktop miner, and the price difference being less than 70 or less than 80%, quite substantially less than 70 or 80%. The difference in performance in the right situations, if you do the correct calculations, actually make up for way more than the increase in cost of going with an RTX 3070 desktop, which might make laptop mining make sense. And that is insane to me, because if this is actually true and more crypto miners actually discover this, we're going to be having a shortage of gaming laptops too. Hopefully though, that means that desktop GPUs and desktop parts get cheaper, but this is actually surprising. Now onto gaming performance, because that's what these PCs are really built for. And I like using Shadow the Tomb Raider because it differentiates between CPU performance benchmarks and GPU performance benchmarks. So we can actually differentiate between the RTX 3070 specifically between these two devices and really see the difference. So I'm going to crank everything to Ultra as high as I can possibly set. Ray tracing at Ultra, hair FX at normal, screen space reflection at high, which is everything. Ray tracing Ultra, texture quality at Ultra, 16 times AA, and just run a benchmark. We're running at 1080p because I don't have a way to plug this laptop into this screen, so I want it to be the same resolution when I run it. So let's go. Okay, so the benchmarks run, and CPU is not an important statistic in this because we're testing the GPU. GPU render 25 minimum FPS, maximum of 70 FPS, average of 38 FPS, 95 percentile score of 27 FPS. So that's all right, I guess. Average of 38, 95 percentile of 27. We'll keep that in mind and we'll have that. Now this is 1080p with 16 times AA and ray tracing at Ultra, everything cranked. So if the numbers look low, it's because the settings are really cranked. So we're gonna test out the desktop right now. Okay, so the benchmarks are done and we are testing the GPU performance here. So the GPU focused benchmark scores 54 minimum FPS, 167 maximum FPS, and 82 average FPS with a 95 percentile score of 60. This is way more than 2 times the performance of the RTX 3070 laptop GPU. And this is a full-fat 130W RTX 3070 laptop GPU already. So what is impressive to me really is that those crypto scores at the start of the video. The fact that the laptop GPU can still beat the desktop GPU, despite the desktop GPU being clearly so much more powerful than the laptop GPU, is representative of a few things. Number one, it's a testament to how effective LHR is. So good job NVIDIA, until people crack LHR, then that's a different question. Number two, it is pretty scary that these laptop GPUs are so damn good at crypto mining just because they're not limited. So good luck to those people looking to buy a gaming laptop. I would recommend you buy a gaming laptop ASAP before this becomes really a big problem shortage-wise. And number three, if you have a gaming laptop sitting around, it's clearly a good idea to crypto mine it, because despite it being less powerful than the desktop equivalent, so long as it's a well-cooled, high wattage version of the laptop GPU, the crypto performance there is actually substantial. So wow, I feel like we've learned a lot today. That's really cool. Okay, so I didn't believe that the desktop GPUs were 2 times the performance of a laptop, so I'm rerunning it, like more than 2 times. The performance difference was so big, so I restarted the computer because maybe the cryptocurrency mining software ate up some of the performance and it's still like lingering in the background. So I restarted the computer, and we're going to be just running the benchmark once again and see if the performance difference is as big as it was just now. Okay, so yeah, I was right. The difference in performance between the RTX 3070 laptop and the desktop isn't as big as I thought, which is good to see. I mean, minimum FPS here is 37, minimum FPS on the desktop is 54, maximum 106 on the laptop, 167 on the desktop, and the average is 54 with a 95 percentile score of 40, while the average is 82 and a 95 percentile score of 60 on the desktop. So yes, it's not as big as before. I think the crypto mining software was affecting the laptop a little bit, so the performance difference is not as big as before, but it's still substantial, and it's still like 30 to 40% more on the desktop than the laptop. So to see the laptop GPU actually trumping the desktop in cryptocurrency mining is, I think, pretty insane, like quite insane to look at, which is interesting. But I guess that's part of learning, you know, you figure out what's wrong, you figure out what's right, and you do a bunch of experiments. I think that was pretty cool. So I guess it's time to conclude with this video then. And truly, we have learned a lot today. Notably, laptop GPUs, because they are not LHR limited, are insanely good for cryptocurrency mining, considering the fact that they are also quite power efficient as well. Number two, we've learned that if you are planning to buy a gaming laptop, I would buy one as soon as possible, because this might be an issue if cryptocurrency miners start doing it more and more. Like we're starting to see laptop cryptocurrency farms appear, but I think with the substantial difference in performance between the laptop and the desktop here, it's concerning, and I feel like it will be an increasing problem as time goes on. So if you're buying a gaming laptop, just buy it ASAP. As good as laptop GPUs have gotten, they still can't touch a desktop GPU when it comes to gaming performance, even though they might have the same name. Remember, this is an RTX 3070 with a 130W power limit. Like, it's full fat and it's operating at full power, but it still is less than the performance of a desktop RTX 3070 in Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Now, I could test more games and figure more things out, but I think I don't have enough of a fair comparison to really justify an extensive scientific in-depth testing and comparison between the two systems, because they have different CPUs, so it kind of defeats the purpose, because the constants are not constant, so it won't be a fair test. But from this GPU focused test, we can see that the performance difference, it's definitely there, it's definitely present, and laptop GPUs are still quite a bit far off before they, really reach the same level as the desktop GPUs. I mean, that wealth of performance will always be there. The good thing though is that because this is a 130W laptop GPU, it's still gonna run your games at a very reasonable FPS, run it pretty darn well, and it won't be as powerful as a desktop, but it's gonna be plenty powerful nevertheless. And so I think I'm gonna end this video off here. I think that was a pretty interesting, very educational learning experience of a video. So if you did enjoy it or you did like it, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. That would be greatly appreciated. Follow me on Instagram, join my Discord if you have any questions you want to ask. The Discord is a very good place to ask. And a giveaway will be coming soon, so make sure you join before that happens. I'll see you guys next time, which is whenever. Goodbye.